I first learned about AI, I didn't really know that I had already been using it, right? Like Siri was one of the first AI applications that was publicly known to people. And I had the very privilege of meeting with the one who created, Adam Chair. He created Siri. And when I spoke with him, he said, this has been one of the greatest disappointments of the potential of AI. Siri was not his initial vision, but it was really AI using for social good. How can we detect climate disasters? We see now researchers are using AI to understand Lyme diseases based on climate change effects in different populations. And that's really what, AI, the vision is for AI. But when I first learned about it, I was like, really? Can we actually replicate what we have in our minds? Can we replicate these neural networks? And if so, can we increase neuroplasticity for these AI models? I think that was quite fascinating for me, but I learned about it more from my younger sister, who's 4 years younger. So it's also interesting to know how it is the younger generation that actually seems to know more about AI and the way that it works. I think AI is definitely a threat as we have it right now, because I don't think we are ready, the young generation, to combat that misinformation. I talked a lot about how, in my generation, people have 15-second attention spans. And that's because of these Instagram Reels or TikToks that we have. And that poses a great threat, because if we're able to accept information to be truthful in just 15 or 30 seconds, that means we accept that to be reality. And when we accept this false reality, we don't have the mechanisms to combat it. And that is when it becomes very toxic. So right now, I do see it as a threat based on how we're using it. But I'm hopeful in the future that it'll be my generation that comes with these innovative frameworks and, even using AI to combat misinformation in AI programs itself. And so I am hopeful for the future, but I do think we should be cautious. The role of artificial intelligence in education is quite complex. We see it in spaces of learning, assessment, and even teaching. And I know this creates a lot of anxiety for a lot of different people. Will artificial intelligence threaten the future of education? And absolutely not. It will reshape, redefine the way we even look at education to begin with. So for me, in my mind, artificial intelligence is a tool that will unlock potentials and abilities of students that we haven't yet been able to foster, the potential that we've always been losing because of the standardized ways of teaching, the standardized ways of learning, and the standardized ways of assessments. So for me, artificial intelligence can be either a wall or a window, and it's up to us to either use it to create opportunities or for it to be a barrier for other people in marginalized groups. Well, artificial intelligence is definitely a double-edged sword. It can either be an enabler or a great divider of our time. And I think it's all about the way that we capitalize its potential. So for us in the education system, for example, artificial intelligence can either, harm the rights and protection of young children. We see that a lot with already new innovations of Siri, ChatGPT. This data privacy is something that, children are not yet able to understand. But beyond just privacy, it can propagate a lot of different misinformation. And that becomes very harmful when we haven't yet capitalized or, trained young people to have the mindsets to critically think or disagree with artificial intelligence. If AI is telling me that the grass is blue, do I yet have the capabilities to disagree and say, perhaps the grass can be pink? Or maybe it can be green. And this is something yet that we have to first foster these mindsets and skills amongst young people to be able to access these tools. And the other part of artificial intelligence is that once we do unleash its potential, the bounds are unstoppable. We see young people in slum villages of India who have used AI to code programming to find safer routes to come back from school to combat sexual and gender-based violence. These are young people in slum villages of India. We see the same in North America, where young people like my sister are creating AI models to detect suicidal ideation in text and tweet to prevent suicide. I mean, the potential for AI is so vast, but we first need to be trained ourselves to critically disagree with the information and programs and structures that AI can give us.